Today we are talking about fireplaces. There are four main types. There's vented, radiant vented, vent-free, and direct vent. So vented, radiant vented, and vent-free all interact with your house's atmosphere. So a vented log set is just purely decorative. It's the most realistic looking. It has nice yellow flame, and where it touches the logs, it can build up a little soot, which is normal, but that all adds to the realism. These must have the damper open. So when it's combusting, it's taking all your house's air and sending it outside. So vented log sets and wood burning in fireplaces can cause the furthest rooms in the house to get a little bit colder. But it's a really nice decorative fire, great for those who only use the fireplace every so often, maybe on the holidays or when you have people over. Radiant vented are for people who love that realistic look but want a bit more heat. This has more metal built into the log set to kind of cast out that heat further into the room. That radiant heat, almost like sunlight on skin, is how it feels. These also take your house's air and send it outside, again making the furthest rooms in the house a bit cooler, but this has a nice realistic look and it has lots of warmth. And then we have vent-free. So vent-free, that burns the flame nice and cleanly. You can see it's a bit more blue, but we still have those nice yellow flames. On this one, the flames that are big and yellow don't touch the logs. Let's say if you move a log like this, that's gonna create a lot of soot, just like the radiant vented and the vented log set up above. Being that this is vent-free, your damper is closed, if you have a damper. In this fireplace, there is no damper. But if it produces soot, that comes in on the ceiling, which we don't want. So these have a specific design of the logs, so the fire comes up and through. So they look a little less realistic, but being that it's venting into the room, this provides the most heat. It is the most efficient unit of all the log sets. Now, as it interacts with your air, this is burning your house's air. And when we burn fire, it uses oxygen, so it lowers the oxygen in the room. Usually our room oxygen is around 21%. So this has an oxygen depletion sensor that will turn off the fire at around 18% oxygen, well before we feel uncomfortable. So that way, if you fall asleep on the couch, it's nice and comfy. This will turn off if the oxygen in the room gets too low. Usually the manufacturers of vent-free systems recommend after about 3 hours for you to open the nearest window or door just an inch or two to provide some fresh makeup air. And then last but not least, we have direct vent. The nice thing about direct vent is this big metal box gets nice and hot. And you can have blower systems that circulate your room's air around the hot box. And that's all it has to do with your house's air. Everything happening in this fire chamber goes up and out. And its combustion air also comes from the outside. So you're just getting pure heat. Some direct vent systems have ceramic glass, which, like the radiant vented log set, project that heat out into the room and make it feel nice and warm. These are really efficient systems to have, and the nice thing about all of these systems is they can work during a power outage. This is lit manually. This has a little pilot light. This has a battery pack in the back that ignites it. This is hooked up to house power. Same with the blowers, but it does have a backup battery pack in case you lose power. The blower won't work, but the main fire will come on, so that way you do have some warmth. And that's our basic 4 types of fireplaces.